When you go back and look at the video now with the information of Youngin going to wake him up, when you look at the video, watch it closely, because Youngin woke him up, but you'll see Vaughn in the front, but Youngin is in the back. And as Vaughn punches Quando, Youngin is in the back standing. Like I said, he's just waiting for everything to happen. He's just standing back there and not moving. When everybody first saw the video, they thought that Youngin was 100K track, but it was Youngin. To be honest with you, it was like I was being guided to put two and two together. It wasn't me just thinking off the top. I was being guided. It was like Vaughn was guiding me to this, because I've watched that video footage of his shooting several times before, but for some reason that Saturday, it was like I was pressed to keep watching it. And it was like he wanted me to see something. And then when your old video popped up, it was like I was led to watch that too. And it was like he wanted me to see something in that. And when I saw that message from Shawnee or Asian Doll to Shawnee, when she said the guy in the picture was the one who woke him up, it was like, bingo. That was the mystery that I was looking for, because in my heart, it was like I knew whoever woke him up was the one who set him up.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, make sure you check us out on Patreon at www.patreon.com/Hookah Anonymous _. You guys been telling us to create one for the longest, so we recently created a community where we will upload videos that we can't share on YouTube due to their guidelines. We'll also be dropping the latest to there first, behind the scenes information that you wouldn't find anywhere else on our socials. So make sure you become a member, and after you do that, head over to our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _ and follow us there. Now without further ado, let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, I know y'all seen the title and y'all probably like, come on with the conspiracy theories, right? But hear me out. Someone brought this video idea to my attention a few days ago, and I couldn't think but to realize how real it is and how a video we did covering King Von in the past have actually came to fruition. And shout out to y'all, because a lot of times y'all catch things before I can even catch it, and a lot of times it's because we do so much videos that trying to remember everything can be tough. But this is why I appreciate y'all. Now, I'm gonna break a few things down that may bring some clarity when it comes to the correlation of King Von, Munna and OBlock Younggin. Now, if you've been paying attention to how everything has been playing out concerning OBlock, Munna and Youngin's death, to this day it's still a mystery as to what happened. And judging from the reporting on it, it don't seem like the suspects, whoever they are, will be caught anytime soon, because CPD don't seem to worry about the losses, unfortunately. And one of the reasons I say that is due to the lack of credibility displayed by their actions when it comes to reporting on the incident. Now, first they say it was a man that did it by himself. They claim this man had a ski mask on, entered the pork chop barbecue restaurant where they were all celebrating OBlock Gleeson's birthday, and cased the place out and then left. Now, according to a mom who claimed her daughter was at the place leaving, she says that she seen a man pacing back and forth outside with a ski mask on and what appeared to be a firearm in his persons. They waited for Duke and Youngin to come out, then once they did, they shot both of them. However, other news articles are stating that there was a drive-by shooting that took place while Duke, Youngin, and others were standing outside on the sidewalk, and the car drove by firing, striking the two and driving off. Now honestly, both stories sound sketchy, but if I had to bank on one of those stories being true, I would go with the drive-by, and here's why. For one, if someone came to an establishment full of their ops with a ski mask on, you mean to tell me nobody saw him and found it weird? Two, why was he even allowed in the establishment with a ski mask on? Then three, What person in their right mind is going to go on a drill by themselves in a location where he knows he's outnumbered by a bunch of his ops, right? But then 4, let's hypothetically say that one person did do it. How did he get away? On foot? Like, how did he manage to shoot both of them guys, no, 3 of them, on foot and then get away? But lastly, they said it was over 50 shell casings left on the scene, which doesn't sound like something one person is doing while being on foot by himself. Now, as far as the drive-by goes, out of everyone in attendance, why is it that only Duke and Youngin was targeted? Judging from the videos we've seen, it was OBlock Youngin's birthday and it was a bunch of guys in attendance who you could have picked from. So why specifically Duke and Youngin? They say Duke and Youngin came outside the restaurant, but the number one question is why? If they were called to come out the restaurant and they were shot, well then 1, who called them? And 2, how were they able to strike at just the perfect time to know when these guys are coming out and shoot both of them? Unless it was destined to happen the whole time. Now, usually people would say that we are conspiracy theorists and always think that it's foul play when guys from the drill scene pass away. But this time, it's not just us. FYB J-Man was the first to come out and state that this was a backdoor situation. And recently, FBG Wooski's big brother, Big Mike, just did an interview with Whittier Paris, and he also mentioned that he feels Duke and Youngin was backdoored. Then infamous Chicago YouTube platform Chicago Scene 88 just did a story on the life of Munna Duke, and they are alleging that Duke's ops didn't do this to him, and instead, it may have been another BD set by the name of Bloodbaths that did it. Then they proceeded to say why. So clearly, a lot of others feel that there was foul play between Duke and Youngin's demise. However, this shooting was done in a very busy section of Edgewater in the open, so we can only assume with all the surveillance these days that it was indeed caught on camera. So only time will tell what actually happened and which theory is correct. But here's another theory that I've been informed about, which kind of makes sense as to why Duke and Youngin were the only ones targeted, despite it being a lot of people supposing to be in attendance. It's rumored that although it was OBlock Youngin's party, he wasn't even there. Now, I'm not sure how true that is. Once again, take it with a grain of salt. Now, on top of him not even being in attendance, it's also rumored that they were never even inside the restaurant as of yet. A source told me that Duke and Youngin was together in the car, pulled up to go to the restaurant, but as soon as they got out, shots started firing and they were hit. Now, take this with a grain of salt because I'm not sure how true this theory is, but the only reason why I'm speaking on it is due to how the crime scene looked, which may bring some credit to that theory. If you look at the photos taken of the aftermath where the shooting took place, there's crime scene tape at that very location with the same car I believe was the one Duke and Youngin came out of. Check this out. Now, as you can see, the shooting must have took place as soon as they got out the car or when they was just getting in the car, but somewhere along those lines, it was very close to that car. I personally feel that this is why people believe they were targeted instead of a random shooting. It looks like they arrived and as soon as they got out the car, they were struck, and it also is rumored that whoever did it was actually at the location already waiting for them to arrive. Now, once again, take it with a grain of salt. That's it. Now, the drive-by theory is interesting because maybe it was, but if it was, then why doesn't the car have bullet holes? Why isn't the glass broke? The only thing you can see from that car is it having a flat tire, but that's about it. But if you still want to go with that theory that they were called outside, then once again, who called them outside and why? Now, on the flip side of all that, here's another interesting point that was brought to my attention that a lot of people may have looked past. If y'all remember, Gala Hagen, who was a spiritual advisor and had been advocating for King Von since his passing, she's always been very adamant that King Von pledged to get his get back on anybody that had something to do with his passing, indicating that there was some foul play involved, and the same people who he thought was his friends and could trust may have been involved. If y'all remember, Gala stated that it'll be a Jimmy Bones effect upon anybody that has something to do with King Von's passing, and judging from how OBlock's been looking since he passed, whether you believe it or not, you can't help but to admit that OBlock seemed to be cursed. That being said, Gala would warn Munna and told him to be careful, but like everyone else who she's contacted and tried to warn, he didn't take her serious. She also posted a message that she says came from Von himself, and the message would state, quote, "Duke butt next. All them N-words, some B-words on my mama. Playing both sides, fool-ish." Now once again, whether you believe it or not, clearly you can see that she posted this back in January of 2023. With that being said, here's where OBlock Younggin comes in, because there's something that people may not know about Younggin that was brought to my attention as well based on an old video that we did. If y'all are OG members here on this channel, then y'all remember Shawnee Freeman. Shawnee Freeman is also a spiritual medium who spoke on King Von's passing and stated that it was foul play going on as well. In the beginning, she associated herself with Asian Doll, thinking that she was helping to bring some type of information to Asian on the passing of Von, but however, Shawnee would notice that Asian was just fishing for information and would later find out that Von wasn't too fond of Asian neither. This is around the same time Asian called out Von friends for foul play when everything first happened, until she switched sides as time progressed. I wonder why. But Shawnee had receipts and we did a video based on it. Now in that video, it was a screenshot in which Shawnee asked about OBlock Younggin, and Asian Doll replied that he was the one that woke King Von up the night he was unalive and alerted him that Quando was outside. Now all this time, everyone thought it was Muwop, Boss Top, and everyone else. And remember, we said that for some reason it was kept a secret, but now it's been revealed in plain sight, and the whole time it was there. Before I break it down, here's what someone had to say that brought it to our attention. Y'all check this out.
Greetings. This is a very old video that you sent, but the reason I'm sending it to you is because I found something in it that just confirmed everything. Last Saturday night, all night, I was watching the video of the shooting of King Von. I was watching actual footage, and I kept watching it. It was like something was leading me to just keep watching it. I was watching it on repeat to the point to where I started watching it in slow motion. And it was like I was zoomed in on one particular person. And this person was right by Von when he went to up to Quando. But when the shots fired off, this person took off running, and they ran up by the club door. And as I watched it in slow motion, this person sat back and watched. As I continue to watch this person sit back and watch, it was like he was standing back to see, almost like he was wanting to see something or make sure something was done. So he sat back, he watched as Von got shot, he watched as he laid out on the ground. He just sat back by the door and watched, even to the point where more shots went off. He almost ran back in the club, or I think he did run into the doors of the club. So when I zoomed in to look at the picture to see who it was Younggin. And it was like Younggin was on my mind all Saturday night. So then Sunday morning I got up with Younggin still on my mind. I was disturbed at what happened. So I was playing King Von's music, and there's a mix that's on YouTube with him and Munna called Let Me Know Something, and it's one of my favorites. As I listened to the song, and then I was going through YouTube to listen to more music, I saw the headlines, Munna and Younggin gunned down outside a club in Chicago. I was like, oh my God, why was Younggin and Munna on my mind? And how powerful is it that now I'm finding out they're dead? Anyway, so they've been on my mind all week, and last night I came across this old video of yours of the text messages. So as I'm going through it, because like I said, I'm being led to go through it and scrutinize the text messages. So as I'm going through it, I see in one of the text messages, because it was like I was pausing through the whole thing, and I see a picture that Shawnee sent to Asian Doll by text. And she asked Asian Doll, who is this? Asian Doll said, this is one of Von's close friends. He's the one who went to the car and told Von that to get out the car and go fight Kwando. And she circled a person in the picture. When I went and found the original picture on Facebook, because I couldn't blow it up on my TV, so when I went in on my phone to find who the person is that was standing next to Von, because in the picture, in the text Shawnee sent to Asian Doll, he was circled. When I looked at the picture, it was Youngin. And I said, so that's the mystery man who went to the car to get Von, to line him up to get killed. So it was Youngin. And what a coincidence that Youngin got killed. And Munna Duke got shot one time in the chest. And Youngin got lit up. And it said it was a backdoor situation. So he paid back for the part that he played in setting Von up to get him out of here.
Now the photo she's referring to is this one. King Von is here and OBlock Younggin is right there. If you look closely to the messages, after Shawnee pointed out OBlock Younggin in the picture, Asian Doll responded saying, quote, this Von close friend. He the one told Von to get out the car and fight Kwando. He's the one the manager said walked up to the car and told Von Kwando was asleep. Now aside from this, I've also heard from a very close source that Youngin was the one that woke King Von up as well, and I was told that recently. So the ironic part of this all was, I was told that before it was brought to my attention from this woman, explaining how she figured it was Youngin that did it herself, which made me do this video because it was way too coincidental. However, now knowing this information, it makes matters even more spookier. Because Gyla said that it'll be a Jimmy Bones experience for everyone that was close to Von and had some involvement in his demise. And then we seen what happened to Duke, he passed away. And then you learn that Youngin was the one that woke Von up and he passed away. You see so-and-so, he's in jail fighting for his freedom. Then you see the other so-and-so that allegedly stole some of Von's money after he passed away, fighting for his freedom. Then you see the current state that OBlock is in as a whole. It makes you wonder, right? But anyway, this is just something to make y'all think. And y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Whether you believe it or not, it's going to be hard trying to ignore what's going on, right? Everything that seemed to be said in the past is now coming to fruition. Y'all jump in the comments, let me know what y'all think about this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'ma keep on dropping. And I'm out.